When Father Frank Carr founded INROADS in 1970, he truly believed that a handful of college interns and 17 companies could help change the face of corporate America. Today, INROADS is an international nonprofit organization dedicated to increasing the number of ethnically diverse employees in corporate leadership roles. In September of 2011, INROADS Pittsburgh held a reunion dinner at the August Wilson Center. It brought together former interns who helped start the Pittsburgh chapter in 1977 through 1994. Here's what the biggest takeaway was for nearly everyone at the affair.
Saturday morning workshops, which really helped to prepare us to be as professional as we could be within the corporate environment. And it felt like the biggest tough love that I have ever experienced. There were lots of people who really wanted us to do well, so they made sure that they called and followed up to make sure that we were going to be there and that we knew that the training was very serious. Probably within my first or second year, one student chose to go to a concert and not the workshop. And it was a defining moment of, are you interested in creating a good future for yourself? Or does that concert mean everything to you at that time? And so I really got a good experience about choice. I just had a lot of fun. What I didn't expect when we did our retreats was a talent show and how everybody would mock other people and how quickly they would get the mannerisms of Mort or Carol and just have us rolling in the aisles. And it was really exciting to see sort of smart people make a lot of fun out of something that was just very serious and succeed. When I got together with the INROADS people, nationally, regionally, it did feel like a home of people who had a lot of things in common that I just really wanted to excel. And so that was kind of phenomenal, particularly having a lot of different minorities who were really rising stars. And it wasn't how I grew up. So it was just an illumination.
I figured I did pretty well in high school from an academic standpoint, but I didn't have much in the tune of a business mode, and INROADS helped me do some skills that I didn't have, and then like interviewing, putting together a resume, learning how to speak properly to individuals. I didn't have that before I went to INROADS. The motivating factor were my parents, and then also I had a drive that I wanted to get off, hit the ground running. I knew that I was going to a great school, and I knew if I graduated from that school, I had a lot of opportunities. But INROADS really, I think, the way I looked at it, it would help me even get me further along the path. We as individuals that have come through that program, we have a obligation to try to give back. To reach out, talk to some of the younger individuals, particularly urge the ones on that already have that light in their eyes that they want to go to college. I think we have an opportunity to at least bring them up a little bit further, and then the ones that are still kind of teeter-tottering maybe on the other side, just to sit back, give them a talk, tell them some of the things that you actually went through. I think it can help some individuals.
There's always hope. And soldiering takes different forms. Our forefathers, when they were in the field, they were soldiers. Our grandparents, as they went through Jim Crow, they were soldiers. And for my generation, the first that was openly accepted into corporate America, we were soldiers in many respects. For this generation of millennials, it's a different environment. We respect and appreciate that their world is a very different one from ours. But some things have not changed, and that notion that you're going to have to work twice as hard, that you're going to have to be committed and make sacrifices, that values matter, those notions don't go away. And at the end of the day, for those that find their passion and commit themselves fully to it, there is reward. And so I would just say keep hope and continue the struggle as our forefathers always have.
There was just an expectation of excellence, and you don't get that from everywhere. I think the most difficult aspect was being as young as we were, going into companies where people expected you to perform like everyone else around you. And that was difficult, so you had to mature very, very quickly on your job. So that was the most difficult challenge, growing quickly. My parents were both educators. They were also both from the South, and part of the reason why we moved to Pittsburgh was to give me more opportunities as a child. So in my household, we were expected to reach a little further, and the average wasn't okay. So the motivation really came from home. Right now, I was a major in communications, but I manage large-scale construction projects for the utility in Louisville, Kentucky, and I manage construction projects at power plants. And I definitely know that INROADS gave me the skills to do that, because you don't see very many people of color or very many women, and that was not a new situation for me due to INROADS. First of all, I'm a very spiritual person, and so I always believe in hope. Even in the most difficult times, I believe that we're not alone. So I know that there's always hope. There's always going to be ups and downs, and we shouldn't allow that to limit who we are. Our ancestors have gone through ups and downs and given us opportunities, so who are we to stop striving for the next opportunity? So I think that's what I would tell them.
INROADS experience really provided a solid core, solid base for me. On top of what my parents provided to me, it provided me an idea of what it means to be successful as a young person gearing up for the future. It taught me how to dress for success. It taught me the importance of having a mentor in my life and having a sponsor in my life. And right now I'm to the point where I do have mentors, but in addition to that, I'm also able to be a mentor to people younger than me, as well as being a sponsor to other people younger than me. Connection, that sharing, that giving back. I believe in giving back. Once you get to a point of being successful, you have to give back. It is a challenging program, but I thrive on challenges. I know what I wanted for my future. I knew what it would take to get to that point, and whatever it took, I was willing to do it. And yes, there was a lot of sacrifice with INROADS, but it was a pleasure, it was a joy. I made great friendships, lasting friendships, and I enjoyed it.
I think one of the greatest things that I will still and always remember is the dedication to commitment. It was always thrilled that we should be committed to achieving and being all that we can be. And that commitment was instilled in education, personal, as well as in the workplace. The program was very challenging, but one of the few things that I can definitely say was very inspiring was the staff. The staff was always there to help guide you and to keep you on task and let you know that these are the expectations. And knowing that, it was a lot easier to feel your way out, to know what you were trying to do when you knew what the expectations were. And once you could see that, it was very easy to follow that. And the thing that was always drilled in us was that INROADS was not just a summer job. Knowing that meant that the time you put in was not just for today, it was for a lifetime. And that's what I would want to instill in our youth today, because a lot of kids are looking for the immediate gratification. And when they don't get that, then we have an increase in violence. We have a lot of things that go wrong. But if they can just see that the very goals that you want to attain, if you put the time in, you'll have them and you'll be able to sleep at night very comfortably.
In the corporations who sponsored INROADS interns, who were willing to teach and guide and mentor, and I think being open and being teachable was a win for anyone who took that path. Of affirmation and opportunity works well, and it builds legacy and achievement and accomplishment, which is evident throughout the INROADS organization, even through its alumni.